Sponsored by Women Technology. Take advantage of our end of summer promotion, offering a $30 off bundle discount on the whole test takeout panel controls through September 2021.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing wonderfully well. As you know, we've been doing a big series of naval battles over the last few weeks because you guys seem to enjoy it and it's very popular, so we're doing it more and more. We're cracking on with your next suggestion 15. A World War II carrier group, by which I mean Yamamoto's Japanese carrier group that attacked Pearl Harbor, versus a modern US carrier group. Well, we were about to do that, and we found something that's hopefully even better. Now, this is all a bit big and overwhelming, so try and stick with me, valued viewers. Most of the World War II stuff that we've been using has been created by a lovely chap called Hawkeye, who we finally got our hooks into. Say hello, Hawkeye.
Good evening, or actually afternoon.
He's been with us for 2 hours now, and we've just been sitting chatting, and we've learned so much about World War II. Hawkeye, first things first, because we don't want to get ourselves in any trouble, a lot of the World War II assets that we're going to look at today, and other ones that we've looked at, are not just your work. There are other people to credit. Would you be able to credit those guys now, so I just cover all my bases, please?
Yeah, actually, the majority of the ships that I create and I've put into Sim are made by Mario, who comes from Italy. His forum name is Markandel, and any search of the Ed user download file site of Markandel will reveal all the ships that he has made that what you see now have been updated to work in the current build of DCS. He is the main one. There has been contributions by Crazy Eddie with skinning and code, and contributions by Stonehouse also with code. These are the main guys who were involved in making and starting shipbuilding and ship modding in DCS.
I was going to say, it's so big, we've literally, Green Reaper, scratched the surface on this thing.
Correct. What I've released and fixed is only a small sample of what is still needs to be repaired and tested and made to work again in DCS. This is just a tiny sample.
And we've been talking about how they've been doing this behind the scenes, how they've worked with ED and stuff like that. Now, we're not going to talk about that now, but it is fascinating, take my word for it. So, guys, that leads us on to today. So we spoke to Hawkeye, or Simba does. Simba's my man behind the scenes who actually does stuff, and said the valued viewers have sent us suggestion 15. And suggestion 15 is the Japanese Yamamoto's fleet versus a US carrier group. Can you get maybe one or two ships from Hawkeye? And Hawkeye, being Hawkeye, sent us everything in the world. So we changed what we're doing. Here's what we've got here, valued viewers. This is Pearl Harbor. This is not playing any part of it today, but just to show you that we have gone in and can model a version of Pearl Harbor here with battleships and cruisers and stuff like that. And what we've got, of course, in December 1941 is Yamamoto's carrier attack fleet struck, and obviously it lived on in infamy. And we're going to say, yes, that happened, but what if? What if, this is not a real battle, but what if an American carrier group got there just in time to stop them? What if they weren't all out to sea? Or what if one was just returning back and said, oh, quick, stop them, because they were spotted 136 nautical miles out? What if history was just a tiny bit different? What would it look like? Well, we're about to find out, valued viewers. Where do we even start with this? Yamamoto's carrier group. Now you can see why I'm a little overwhelmed. Where do we even start with this? And it shows the passion work that's done behind the scenes by people like Hawkeye. Let's start with the carriers. We've got here Imperial Japanese Navy Shukaku class carrier. We've got two of them. We've also got, I should say at this point, guys, we've mixed things about. I do have the ability to make this a perfect reenactment of the Japanese Navy. I've not done that on purpose. We've made it a little unrealistic, and that's because we want to also showcase some cool things to you. So you're going to get a mix between reality and just kind of some cool showcasing, okay? We've got the Harbour, Flying Dragon. Pretty cool. And these all work as carriers, guys. They've got, you know, just like this, not on the level of the supercarrier, but they work. They have ships inner decks that come up onto the decks and then take off. And we've got the Hosho, the Phoenix, Flying Phoenix. We've doubled them up for today, and we've got 6 carriers, as they did in Yamamoto's fleet. Supporting vessels. You can see all these supporting vessels around here, right? So you think that they're just copied and pasted. No, every single one is different. let's start with these. I don't know what the classes are. Oh, it even says Cruiser Isuzu. That there. Cruiser Sendai. There. We've got Destroyer Hamakaze. Sorry for pronunciations. Obviously, I'm not going to get these right today. Destroyer Akagumo. And I'm not going to go through every single one because we'll be here all day. But you get the point. We've got 20-something cruisers and destroyers here from the Imperial Japanese Navy, all modelled as close as we can get. Again, credit to Hawkeye and all the guys for doing that. They're all working, all their guns are modelled. So that's Yamamoto's fleet. Would it be that close in real life? No. Lots of what we're doing today is experimental and not tested before because it's just impossible to test on this scale. So we're going to get some interesting outcomes, but it's going to be fun, that I can promise you. The air arm. There was something like 300 and something planes launched in total at Pearl Harbor. We're not going to model every single one of them, but we are actually going to do a lot. Let's start with the kind of silly ones. These are Bettys. They did not actually operate from carriers in World War II. They were, I think, transported by carriers and then assembled on islands. But just to show what's possible, we've got today Bettys. We can equip them with torpedoes, bombs. But today we've decided again to showcase a real thing. This is Can you explain what this suicide thing is, Hawkeye? Because I didn't know this existed till today.
This was actually developed by the Japanese as a suicide plane, jet engine plane. The whole thing was filled with explosive charge, and it would be carried by the Betty bomber and dropped overhead over these ships, and the pilots would then ignite the jet engine and fly that suicide plane directly into the carrier, and when it would impact, it would explode. And so they called them the kamikazes because they were killing themselves.
And we've not made this up. This is real. This is a real thing, wasn't it?
This is a real thing. They really actually did use these in the war, successfully, as a matter of fact, against ships.
Right, so we've got...
Late in the year, though. Late in the war, not early in.
I was going to say, that's why I said it's unrealistic. We're mixing the dates here just to show what's possible, but that's fine. You know, we've declared that. 8 of them on this carrier here. Also, 8 of them on this carrier here, pretty much to do the same thing. They're tasking, so you understand what's going on. They are tasked, and this may not work. I apologise. I tried my best. I'm not a very good mission editor, I admit that. They are tasked to move out here, where they will regroup in their group, rather than just going off one by one. They will then fly down here towards the good guys or the bad guys, depending on which side you're on, and attack the fleet and launch their suicide kamikaze bombs against them at varying altitudes, depending on what's considered most efficient at the time. That's 16 of those, okay, guys? Next, we've got 20 A5 Claudes, A5M, and by the way, we've got loads more aircraft. We've just used 2 types today. We want to keep it simple to begin with. We've got some Claudes, 20 of them split over this carrier here and this carrier here. They are carrying, just to keep it super simple, 3 rockets. We're having a problem with station number 4 at the moment. We can make it carry other stuff, but 3 rockets.
Those are the 5-inch HVAR rockets.
As well as their strafing ability, 20 of them tasked to do essentially the same as the Betty. They're going to go with the Bettys, form up there, head down here, locate a carrier with their radar. I know they've not got radar, but the equivalent of their eyes, basically, and just attack any carrier that they can see with their guns and their rockets, and they're going to do that, okay? That's how they're coded. Next, a staggering 40 number Claudes again. Didn't want to introduce any zeros yet. And these are just equipped with guns, whatever guns they come with, basically. And they are tasked to meet up in their groups and then head to this area in the middle of the battlefield and look for anything to shoot down airborne-wise, okay? That's that. That is a total of 40, 16, 20, 76 Japanese aircraft taking off on this, what we'd call first wave. Now, these carriers would carry more aircraft in their belly, but they have to be shipped up, and that takes, well, I would guess hours, you know. It wouldn't be in the first wave. That's the Japanese. They are sailing as a unit 20 knots towards Pearl Harbor, and they will stop at, I think, like 40 miles from Pearl Harbor and launch their planes and destroy it if they're not stopped. And on to the Americans. We were going to have a modern US carrier because I didn't know this was even possible. Of course, Hawkeye came in and made it possible. So we've got the US carrier group that was out on exercise, just coming out, just back in time. They are moving as a unit at flank speed to intercept the path of the Japanese, and then essentially, if it works, kind of go alongside them. I don't know. I haven't managed to test it that far. So they're at flank speed, these guys are. They've got 3 carriers, and their carrier type is the USS Intrepid CD-11. Look at that. Look at that. They've also got battleships. In this case, we've got a selection, including Iowa, but all we've chosen to today is this guy here, the USS North Carolina. Which we've copied and pasted, I think, 4 times. And then we've got this guy here. Pensacola, is that a cruiser, Hawkeye?
I don't think it's a cruiser. I think they call it a CV.
That's those guys. Like I said, we've got loads more that we can pick and choose from, but let's just keep it simple for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I'm probably going to refer them to cruisers because they look like cruisers in the heat of battle, but we'll see what happens. Next, the air arm for the first wave of the Americans. Right, so we've got Bearcats, kindly provided to us by Hawkeye. Actual, real-life, flyable Bearcats. They're even high fidelity with PFMs. You know, this is pretty cool. I've split them into air-to-air and air-to-ground to keep things simple. Air-to-ground can carry various equipment, but I've chosen to keep things simple because I know it works. A whole load of rockets. Did you say there's 8-inch or 5-inch rockets?
8-inch are the 3-packs.
Roger. So they're big, powerful rockets that they're going to be launching, and they are programmed to go to there, form up in formation, travel along here, dive down, and then attack at low level, if they work, the Imperial Japanese fleet carriers, if they can, with their rockets. Big, powerful rockets. They should do damage to the decks. And I should say, all of these ships have got damage models, haven't they, Hawkeye?
Them do, not fully tested. You're actually doing a lot of testing.
That's Roger, I was going to give that warning before we set off. Exactly right. There are a total of 28 air-to-ground Bearcats split over the carriers. And finally on for the air-to-air. No, sorry, there's 32. There's 32. On to the air-to-air. We've got Bearcats again, just because there's such a sexy plane. That's a bad example. Just trust me, there are a bunch of Bearcats that are air-to-air only. They are tasked to just fly, settle orbit here, and just attack anything they can. There is a total of 28 air-to-air Bearcats, 32 air-to-ground Bearcats, giving a total of 60 Bearcats. So, 60 Bearcats in Wave 1 from the Americans versus 76 Bettys and Claudes from the Japanese coming out on Wave 1. And that is our fight. Like Hawkeye said, he's made hundreds of these different vessels and planes and stuff like that. A lot of the testing we're going to be doing right now. There will be bugs because that's how it works. Stuff like this, we'll work through them and they'll be fine. I'm pretty sure all the bombs and rocket ins should work because we've tested that. Dry testing. Simba is in today. I wanted Hawkeye to control our fleet today because we now have the ability to control our fleets, but he's not confident how to do that yet, and I should really concentrate on using the camera. So that leaves Simba. Say hello, Simba.
Hello.
I've given you 2 options. If you don't want a challenge, there are 2 airspawns for you. Bearcats, just with guns and lowered fuel. If you want to be a serious man, misogynist, there is also a respawning client available on the ship that you can try taking off from. Predictions, guys. I at this point, how are you supposed to predict this? Simba?
At some point, Cap will tell me to put my face into a boat.
There you go. That's what you can predict. How do you think the battle's going to go, Hawkeye?
I think it could go 50-50 either way.
I think there's so many dynamic variables in here. There is no way anything could predict this, guys. Get ready!
Also, you got to set the record straight and make sure people understand what they're looking at, and that there are going to be a few bugs here and there, and everything is a work in progress, always.
Roger. As well as that, because DCS always changes. It's always changing, as you know, so it's impossible to get it.
And I appreciate you guys' invite, and you're doing this, because this is free press.
Absolutely.
Showing off these mods and the capabilities that was built into them by Mario is it's a wonderful thing you're doing, and I do appreciate what you guys do because I know it takes time.
Okay, guys, 3, 2, 1, go! Is it going to crash? Is a black hole going to be created? It's working. It's working. Right, let's go and have a look at these guys. Set your face to stun, valued viewers. That is Hawkeye and others. Amazing Yamamotos. 1940s, or 1941 as close as we can get. Fleet that attacked Pearl Harbor. Yes, I know I've set them too close. Yes, I'm still learning. By the way, valued viewers, if there's anyone naval experts out there, please come and help us. No one in Grim Reapers knows anything about naval history at all. Okay, they're going. The Bettys are up. The first Claudes are up. Look at that. It's working.
Simba's up.
Simba's up. Wow, that was quick. Just going to turn the sounds up, guys, so you can hear it better. Listen to it. Just listen to it. Look at that. This is not too far from, I know, ignore the chaos of them dodging around each other. This is not too far of what it would have felt like in Yamamato's fleet. They scramble off. Probably about the same launch rate, I'd imagine, about 10 to 20 seconds between them. Look at that. Look at what you can do with DCS.
Hey, I'm airborne with all my buddies.
Hold on. It really is a bit too much to look at here. I mean, what? Wow, we're having some minor collisions, valued viewers. Things were going to happen. We'll just pretend that's not happening. They've got new code in them to avoid each other, but I've just put too many too close, obviously, and it's they're doing a good job actually. They're doing better than I could do to get out of it. Talk about pushing DCS to its limit. Amazing that one computer is running this. And it's a bit jerky, but it's good.
The Americans are disciplined and staying in formation.
You are waka disappoint. Already, there must be 20 ships airborne, 20 planes airborne. Greta would not be happy at the amount of oil being burnt. Are these oil burners, Hawkeye? They must be, mustn't they? Are they? No. Yeah. Must be oil burners. Okay, I'm going to go look at the Americans. However much I want to stay and watch this, I just want to sit on that view all day, right there. There's going to be a minor collision there. We'll leave them to sort them. Jesus. Oh! There's a lot of planes up. Historians out there, could they scramble that fast? And why are the Americans going so slow? What's happening here, guys? Okay. Are the Americans aren't... Oh, they're not going. Oh, no. No.
Oh, did you turn off late launch?
Late launch? You mean late activation?
Yeah, late activation.
Yeah, they're there. They're sitting on the fleet, but they're not taking off. No, that's so sad. Oh, it's you against 76 aircraft. Welcome back, valued viewers. We've redone it so that the blues... I couldn't solve the problem out. It's just a bug and I haven't got time to fix it. So we've started the blues up to about 30 miles behind a carrier group, and they're just going to fly over the carrier group, and that will have to simulate them taking off. We've estimated it should get them all, quote-unquote, airborne, you know, past the carrier group at about the same time that all of the Japanese get airborne. So the launch rates should average about the same. You can see about a third have gone past now, and about a third of these guys are up, which is pretty cool. Simba, where are you? Are you at the Vanguard, I hope? There you are. Are you with your little buddies, Lur? You are. Simba, how does it feel to be one of the men, one of the boys?
I feel accepted and valued.
For the first time, because you don't get that in GR, I can tell you that. Oh, I immediately love Bearcat. Why don't I know more about Bearcat? Why can't I be more like Bearcat? It's turning into a battle. Distance between the fronts are 27 miles, and I take it back. Blues are going a lot further ahead, but you know what? It's the best we've got, valued viewers, and to be honest, the Reds have probably got about the same amount airborne and are still pumping out his little Japanese babies. Oh, hello. We'll talk about all the code that has to happen in the background to get these things to launch. Amazing amount of stuff going on. Obviously, it's not very pretty, but it's good. Even the little flags moving. I mean, look at that. It's adopted its own formation. The destroyers have gone ahead. I haven't asked it to do this. For some reason, the destroyers have gone ahead, and the carriers are holding back. And I know they're not limited for speed, so I wonder what's going on there. They're doing a thing, valued viewers. They've also stopped jerking around now, so they're all going in the same direction. I mean, look at that for a picture. Everything you would see, the 1941 Yamamoto's attack group, like this, fully modelled in 3D with damage models and smoke and everything. Imagine seeing that coming over imagine that coming over. Oh my god, the valued viewers are saying that the DCS is becoming self-aware. Good lord, no one wants DCS self-aware. It must be controlled and constrained by humans. Humans like me. Okay, a lot of the Japanese are up. How many? I'm not sitting and counting that lot, but lots of Japanese. Probably 60 airborne. Distance between the fronts. Yes, Simba?
Is it just me, or does like Raid of the Valkyrie just start playing in your head when you watch this?
And it's already, so from this guy, you can see the American fleet and all of the Bearcats, and you can see Yamato's lot as well. And look at that, value viewers. Look at that for a shot. Tell me that's just not imposing in every way possible. Look at that, absolutely amazing. North Carolina is the class, and North Carolina is a class of battleship. The value viewers are telling me what's going on here. He's making invasive maneuvers. Things are happening. They are 13 miles. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing a thing. The program to go
doing that carousel thing that you taught us.
Oh, the wheel. Wheel, maybe. Look at them. They're going into some sort of... Maybe they've spotted the guys visually and they're going into their wheel here. The weird thing is, they should be the air-to-ground guys. Because I didn't give the air-to-air guys rockets, so... Don't know. We'll find out the hard way, I guess. These should be the air-to-ground guys. The air-to-ground guys are flanking, look. And they will be going down to 500 feet. Damn, they sound good. Some of the valued viewers have seen the North Carolina in person. Oh my goodness. Right. How quickly they get from their carriers. Literally. I mean, it's 5 minutes into the sim, 6 minutes into the sim, and we've got basically 70 Japanese aircraft airborne, which is kind of ridiculous. In fact, yeah, they've all gone up. They've all gone. That's the first wave up. No more first wave. 76 aircraft airborne. Unbelievable. There's one valuable thing I forgot to tell you guys. That is, if I try and find a Mitsubishi... Not that one. Another one. Mitsubishi. Betty, these ones. Yeah, you see they haven't got a weapon. That's because the 8 of these are actually carrying torpedoes. They don't show on the actual aeroplane. We haven't fixed that yet. But they do work as torpedoes, and they will show when they leave the aeroplane and become, if you like, ownership of ED. So they are working torpedoes, and we've tested them. They will track and destroy those ships. And they're going up. I don't know why they're going east. I haven't told them to do that. Right, the first guys, looks like these are cap guys 2 miles away from each other. This is going to be... Is there any other words, adjectives other than ridiculous you can think of? Then please let me know. In goes Claude. Go on, Claude. I mean, this is what it must have looked like. Dots all over the skies. The Turkish, oh my god, that's a good looking thing. An American down, an American is down. First shots of the war. Well, that was the first shot of the war, wasn't it? Because this started the war for the Americans. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And that is a merge. 76 versus 60. I can't really do much to watch it. I mean, how are you supposed to watch that? I just have to take my word for it that it's happening. New gun sounds. Awesome. So a massive merge in the middle. And look at these flanking exercises we've got. Hopefully most of these guys can flank around the edge of the cap, although it probably won't work. Claude, air to ground, are sneaking around the east towards Pearl Harbour. I think it appears that they've decided to go for the Pearl Harbour vessels. I should have probably removed them or made them neutral. That's my bad. But these things will happen. Lots of rockets going. I think I accidentally equipped the cap with rockets, so they're just jettisoning them, which would make sense. Look at those head-on engagements. Oh my god, a Betty's dogfighting. Look at them stall. They're stall fighting. Go on, Betty. Use your kamikaze bomb on him. Look, have you ever seen something so ridiculous? Oh, At some point, Valley viewers, too much is happening, and brain just goes, I can't watch this. What am I supposed to be... I mean, how do you make sense of that? They're just merging more and more and more. Merging. Betty's dogfighting with kamikaze bombs on. Doesn't want to jettison them because it's a one-use bomb only. I suppose all bombs are one-use only. But look at that. Look at that fight. Look at the fight. None of the bombers have any threats of getting through at the moment, by the looks of it. It's all gone into one big chaotic merge in the middle, which probably... I don't know if it's realistic or not. What do you think? Oh, look, Betty. Fight him, Betty. Fight him. He doesn't realise he's down there, look. Wish I could get a shot of the whole fight. Wouldn't that be good? See if we get a shot of the whole fight. There it is. There, that is the battle, valued viewers. Look at that. Zap! The Bearcats aren't as good, I don't think. That's a... Betty's got through. A Betty's got through with a kamikaze bomb. He's just charged right through the melee. Just... Oh, Betty's in a world of poop. Doesn't look like Betty has damage model. Need to report that. That's disappointing, but these are the things we have to learn. You have to test these in massive multiplayer battles to test them really properly, and he can't run that on his own. Look at that! The little guy's stalled and he's on fire. That's a good damage model. Right, so we need to report Betty damage model in multiplayer. More down. Betty does have turrets. I don't think she's using them. I'm not sure. Oh, Betty's got through on the Americans. Betty's 12 miles from the Americans.
Would that pilot's name be Hero?
Hero? I see what you did there. Hero. Maybe, Simba. Maybe. There's the Americans. Kamikaze bombs going in. This could be problematic. The Americans have got through too. They've just got one Claude in the way. These guys are torpedo bombers have gone weird. I don't know why. In fact, the Americans are even closer at 7 miles. There's one Claude that's going in to stop them. It's diving down on them. Must resist urge to do Japanese impersonation. Must resist urge. Will be demonetized again. Just ignore the Claude. No! Why? You were doing so well. Why do they have to fight? Literally, they were through, Simba. They were through on target. Oh, that's so frustrating. I've told them not to fight. I've told them to... No reaction to threat. And this Bearcat's intercepting this guy. Look, that heroic Bearcat intercepting. Okay, I'm not going to lie. It's getting a bit laggy. Torpedo bombers are in. All manner of things. The Japanese have stopped the American attack by just charging at them. The Americans have not... Yes, he's charged this guy away. He's charged him away. He's just pushed him. Amazing the amount of calculations going on here. These guys have been tempted into a dogfight. So these guys have been intercepted and tempted into a dogfight. What they should have done is just push through. They're human. You would just push through. Pilot RAF, huh? I said that guy who's going on. You brave soul. Oh, the AAA. No! The AAA's... Okay, server's about to die, valid viewers, but get a load of it while you can. That is 30-odd ships firing. Not going to lie, you need a good CPU for this. Look at that. One guy's made it through, just one. Oh. No, and this guy's pushed him away again. I don't really...
Did Betty release?
I don't know, Zibba. Too much stuff happening. What should I watch? Okay, he's been pushed away by the AAA. He's been pushed away by the... Look at that! Look at that! Oh my God! Earth and heaven and the Lord of the skies above. What's going on? He is like, F no.
That's a wall
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. The Japanese be like, I don't care. I'm going in anyway. They're not firing. They're not firing. Yes, they are. But the Americans are firing. Ooh, it's so cool. Oh, they've lagged out. And the back. Doosh. They bottled it too. They're just not willing to do the attack with that kind of cover. That's historically inaccurate, because I know those Japanese would go in for anything. Come on. He's going in for it, Simba! No, he's not. Yes, he is. I don't know what he's doing.
He's running.
They're not targeting him. They've not seen him. Something about Betty. I think we've pushed the server to its limits right now. I think it's about to die. I don't think anything's working quite right because all this stuff's... bombs around! No words! No words! Describe fear! The ship's hit, Timber! The ship's hit with the kamikaze bomb! Oh my giddy aunt! There's just not enough gunfire going up and I don't know why! Drop the kamikaze bomb! No, it's off! Oh, there's another! In the face! That would probably be that carrier destroyed in real life, I'd imagine. They've swarmed! And no Americans have got through on the Japanese apart from that guy there who died. The Japanese are winning! They're winning! There's a thing. Another kamikaze's out. Oh, kamikaze, you are waka disappoint! Miss! Oh, the sound just sounds horrible. And it's in yellow health. It's in yellow health. They're tough carriers, man. I mean, what you're supposed to look at, apart from a dog fighting Betty. They've dropped their bombs? No, they haven't fired anything. They've just ran away. Well, that's a you problem, sir. Oh, they are firing. The Americans are firing, but there's just too many to fire at, look. The Japanese have given up and going home, I think. They've damaged 2 carriers. They've damaged Intrepid 1 and Intrepid 2. The Americans, sadly, just haven't had the chance. They just couldn't get through it. They got distracted, and they've just been eaten alive by the Claudes. Look at the Claudes. And the torpedo bombers haven't even got in yet. Oh, my goodness. Oh, poor Americans. The Bearcats are getting chewed up. They need humans in here to, and a lot, because they are just struggling. What's the matter with that guy? Ah, that will be what's the matter with that guy. Embarrassing for him. They just got absolutely mullered.
I mean, that's one way to sneak attack.
Yeah. Americans are putting up such crap AAA. I reckon a lot of that was down to the American crap AAA. It's going up. Look, I can see the bullets. You see the bullets, valued viewers? Just not enough like the Japanese was. The Japanese was absolutely... The whole sky went to shrapnel. And I think that's them finished. The rockets just didn't work. Some of the kamikaze attack... Uh-oh. Shoot him down! Americans, shoot him down! One's got through and Americans got through. Oh no, he's got shot. 2 Bettys on target and no Bearcats to take them down. Oh, here he goes. Oh my god.
You can do it!
He's hit. He's diving. Look at that. Who's ever seen anything like that before? And there's not enough AAA. All those ships should be just absolutely... There should be men with machine guns on board. There should be everything that they could possibly throw at them. And the kamikazes away. Ah, miss! In the mid-shoot! Ooh! Jesus Christ! It's a big freaking bomb! Didn't seem to do much damage. And that guy's finished. Shoot him down anyway, boys. That's an hors d'oeuvre. Man, they're a bad shot. I don't think the Bettys have got damage models. That's one thing I've learned from this. Because they're being painted properly. They would have been blown out of the sky by now. Oh, my blood pressure be like... Oh, look at the Americans. They were just chewed up. They just didn't have enough or whatever. I think there's something wrong with the Japanese flight damage model because none of them are damaged. And all of the Americans got shot down. That's what it is, valued viewers. The Japanese do not have working damage models for the Claude and the Thing. That'll explain why this was so horrendously one-sided. But I guess, you know, we've got to test it at the end of the day. But at least it was interesting seeing an interesting fight. These guys are also, of their own accord, nothing to do with me, going to torpedo the guys in here for some reason. So that should be interesting to see if nothing else. What is Claude's doing? Yeah, they would have been hit by now, but oh, that shrapnel. I mean, when one of those explodes anywhere near you. Did you manage to damage any of those, when you were flying, did you manage to damage any of those Claudes or anything, Simba?
No.
Right, they're not taking damage, that's what it is. The Bearcats are, though. In fact, everything on the American side is taking damage. Ships, the planes, just the Japanese. Such a shame, such an unfair fight. Okay, valued viewers. What I'm probably going to do at this point, because they've finished, I think, is turn the camera off, and I'll turn it back on when these torpedo bombers, at least we can get a shot at, see if these torpedo bombers are working. Stand by. These guys have just decided to go and bomb these guys here with their torpedoes. Oh, look, they're going nice and low. Let's see if they work. Hang on, they're going to try and attack them through. You know what, I knew I shouldn't have put these guys in port. I knew they were going to screw it up. I'm going to do it, is he?
Maybe he's gonna fly over. Maybe
there it is, a torpedo, a genuine torpedo. Look, it's here. It's gonna hit the. It just hit the shore, obviously, but that's just a showing. Now, why did they go for them and not for them? It's so confusing. God, this is hard. They're just gonna go and they're just gonna trump all their torpedoes. We'll see this one in, and then we'll end it there, Simba. Alright, that'll do. Right, that was a first try, valued viewers. The Americans worked, but didn't launch from the carriers, so that needs fixing. The Japanese did some weird stuff. None of the damage models were working on the aeroplanes. The ships are, look, because one American got through, I see here. But the damage model of the aeroplane's working, so they obviously just destroyed all the Americans, and there's nothing the Americans could do, so that needs fixing. The torpedo bombers, the kamikaze bombers worked, the rockets didn't. However, that may have been me messing something up. I'll have to go and double check. And the torpedoes worked amazingly, but they just attacked some random guys that they found on their radar, rather than the guys I actually assigned them to, which was a little weird. So lots of stuff needs fixing before we can do anything kind of quote-unquote realistic. But a good fun start to see what's possible. So we'll get to work on those fixes, Simba. I'll show this to Hawkeye, he's had to go now, and he'll hopefully get that stuff fixed, and then we can have another go, or put it against a modern fleet or something like that. Thoughts, Simba Wimba?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of work that went into it on Hawkeye on the back end, so good video.
Roger.
Look forward to what he comes out in the future with.
See you later.